Welcome back to Copenhagen. No, I'm actually changing the name. The channel's now going to go by bolt, wrench and repeat. The reason being is somebody pointed out to me that Copenhagen Blue kind of sounds like a whole channel about doing dip. So they had a point, and I figured, you know what, why not? I'd like to see if we can get some more subscribers so we can grow the channel, but still doing the same content, same format and everything like that. But today we're going to work on my Chrysler 200. I've got a 3.6 liter Pentastar. It's got a P0128 code, so that means it needs a thermostat. Picked up a Dorman unit here that's all aluminum. I like it a lot. It actually seems really nice. The only thing is there's a little burr right here that they didn't quite get flat, so we're going to file that down a little bit just so we have a nice fit when it goes on. But yeah, let's see if we can get this taken care of. Let's get started. All right, to start, we're just going to pull our engine cover and get that out of the way. Only real reason is it just gives us better access right here. We need to pull off our PCV hose here. So let's get our tool out and get the airbox off. 8mm screws out of the airbox here. There's one more to go. Probably should do an air filter too at some point. Got our grip mat. Out of the way. There we go. How to get this thing? Well, you know what? I guess we'll just pull it out of the hose, because I struggled to get this connector off. I don't know if mine's bad or what. I think it's the clip. The clip cracked at some point, so I think that's what's my problem. So we'll set that to the side. We've got our hose out of the way. Take a quick peek at our air filter here. Damn! Well, that's seen better days. We're gonna definitely have to clean that out. Should really grab a new one, but we're gonna clean it out. Looks like this pulls up this whole assembly. So the whole air filter assembly looks like it's in some rubber grommets. So we're going to try and pull this top portion up, and then it looks like it bolts in down below. I don't know that we need to undo that, but it'll probably make our life a little bit easier. Let's see if we can get that out. And if you do ever have, this is the only extension I have, but it has one of those wobble extensions, and they always fall off. A little bit of electrical tape on there will make it so it actually stays where it's supposed to. Maybe if we move the harness to the side. Let's try a deep well. We'll try a deep well socket, maybe with a little swivel here, see if we can kind of get in there. That went all the way down to the bottom. Positive note, I'm pretty sure that was enough to get it. And open up our bleeder screw here. That way we don't get quite the bursts of coolant that we'd get otherwise. So we're not going to drain the whole system here. This is just going to, we should lose a couple quarts. We need to break our hose free here, which is probably going to make most of our mess. I know my tie down, or I know my breaker bar is a little excessive here. In order to get the hose off here, it does run back, and there's a bracket right here. We're going to take that off. That'll loosen up the support for the upper radiator hose right here, and we should be able to pull it back. All right, so we've got our nut off of the front of this bracket here, which should allow us to pull our radiator hose back. All right, this is where it's going to kind of get a little messy. Yeah, there we go. Then we need to get to our bolts on the bottom here. All right, so I've gotten the top bolt out for the thermostat. We're working on the bottom one. This ratchet with the swivel is kind of worked down from the bottom. We got our hose off by taking off that 10mm up at the front. And yeah, so we're just trying to get the lower bolt out so we can actually get the thermostat housing itself out. I'm gonna get back down here with my 10mm. I moved the wiring harness out of the way. I unclipped it from up here, and it allowed me to pull this harness to the inside, which gave me a little bit of room. Easier than taking out the fender liner in my opinion, but could still probably see that that's the way to do this, like logically, but I'm stubborn, and sometimes stubborn, you know, isn't always the best thing. But I think we've almost got our bolt all the way out. It's just in such a shit spot with that airbox there. All right, now I can get it with my fingers. I'm kind of contorted in a weird way, but we're getting it. We're getting it. Ladies, just so you know, if a man can undo a bolt with 2 fingers blindly, he's a keeper. There we are, governor. All right, so we've got our other bolt out there. So now we can pull our thermostat housing assembly out, and here it is. You can see we had a little bit of corrosion down here on the bottom, so it's probably leaking. Nothing that you can see physically with the thermostat, but obviously it wasn't opening correctly all the time. So let's get the new one in there and see how it goes. Now, like I said, we do have that little burr here, so I'm going to just use a file and just gently go over that and knock that down, just so that it's level for where we want. Careful not to hit your seal. There we go. That just knocked that little bit of a burr down. Let's wipe this off and clean it up. All right. So we've got our surface wiped off. Nice new thermostat. Let's go ahead and get this installed. I'm going to clean off our surface right here as well. Make sure that our mating surface is nice and clean. Clean that whole thing up. And installation is the reverse of the removal. Just going to come down here, kind of tuck it into the pocket where the thermostat goes, and then we're going to turn it. Now at this point, I'm going to kind of try to slip on our hose a little bit here, just so it... All right, so I put my thermostat hose back on completely. Just need to make a little adjustment as we go on, but it's over the flange itself. Now we can put in our bolts, and I'm going to start with the bottom one so that I can make sure I get that lined up properly first. Actually, considering, gosh knows my luck, I'm going to drop it a few times. There's drop 1, and now that's probably sitting up on the frame rail. Let's try it again. Trying to get it in the hole down in the bottom there, so that we can, there we go. So we can start threading it in. A little bit of wiggling, kind of moved it around gently until I could feel it drop into place. Now we'll use our ratchet on the bottom. We'll tighten that down. If you don't have a ratchet that does really small movements on a 1/4 inch, highly recommend you get one. It's so choice.
It is so choice.
Most people probably won't even get that movie reference, unfortunately. We're just going in until it bottoms out, and then we'll torque it down. Holy long bolt, Batman. You're not going to get your standard set of tools in here, just your regular old Walmart ratchets and stuff. This one is going to take you probably having some special tools. Not necessarily special, just specific. Thermostat housing is 106 inch-pounds, which is what we have our torque wrench set to. And we're just going to go until it clicks. There we go. Got our click. Hopefully I can get down onto this guy down here. All right, there we go. 106 inch-pounds for both the upper and the lower bolt. Well, we've got everything back together. I put the hose on. We have our hose clamp tightened down. It's an 8mm, and just go until it's not cutting into the hose or anything, but you want it tight enough that it won't make it over that flange on the inside. We've got our bleeder screw open. We torqued down our bolts to 106 inch-pounds. I put some distilled water into our reservoir here. We're letting that purge out, and we're actually getting a little trickle of coolant coming out of the bleeder screw right there. We're going to vacuum our air intake box out We put our harness back into its position since we undid that and flopped it to the inside. And now we'll put everything back together, start it up, and bleed the system. So we're going to start the car up. Alright, one thing you want to do is you want to turn your heat all the way to maximum. That way that heat gets flowing through your heater core. Get it on high. Get that blower going. We want to be able to feel heat. We have our coolant level right there. We're going to get a little slipping maybe from our belt. Hopefully that clears up in a second. Ooh, that's really squealing. There we go. That'll take a couple miles off that belt. I turned off my AC so that way it wasn't trying to engage the clutch while the belt was wet. Crack our bleeder screw here. And you can see we're getting a slight trickle of coolant coming out of the bleeder screw right there. It's not much, just a little. We want to wait until that's a pretty good flow, and what that means is all the air is purged out of there. This is the highest point of the car since I have the front end up. But you want to have it elevated so that this is the highest point that you can have. That way the air wants to rise to the top. So we're going to give this a couple minutes to warm up, and I'll come back. We're getting a steady stream out of our bleeder up there, so we're going to close that off. Alright. So we're getting heat. We're getting up to temp. Open up the windows because this is the one temperature when it's 72 degrees out, and then I don't want heat, but that's a good sign. It means it's circulating through the system. That wasn't too bad of a job. I mean, I probably could have made it a little easier on myself if I had taken out the wheel liner to get better access to that bolt, but at the same time that's a lot of extra work just to get one 10mm bolt, and I was able to do it still relatively easily. So I was able to get everything torqued down to what it's supposed to be, so it's not as though we did anything half-ass. But yeah, I mean, it's sitting right where it should, about 200 degrees, which is about where it should be, all the way up to about 230. These tend to run a little bit hotter than other cars, but she's happy. She's gonna purr along like a kitten. So the Dorman thermostat, I'll have to make an update on at some point. We'll see how it goes, but so far so good. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Hit like, hit subscribe, maybe hit that hype button. That would really help. I'd appreciate that too. See you next time. Made it work. Was it the easy way? No. Did it work? Yeah.